lot of people are having problems with the legs staying tight. Now you can tighten them if you want to, or I just got to the point where I would just always leave them loose and just throw it down like that. So I never even bothered to tighten the legs after a while. Yeah, you know, they just kind of flop around when you're transporting it, but as far as function goes, it doesn't really matter. Now the next thing is, once you get it hooked up, if you have water splashing all over the place, you can go ahead and turn it down a little bit. Because you don't need that much water. That's one of the beautiful things about the vertical screen washers. It doesn't require a lot of water. Now my trick is to get a water bottle and then just add a big old chunk of soap. A lot more soap than you would ever use to clean a window, because this helps get off all the dirt and grime and oil and junk on the screen. And all you need to do is just give it a quick squirt. You don't need that much soap on the screens to get them clean. Now, the important thing about not getting wet is to stand on the leg closest to you. Once you do that, use a circular motion to go through the screen. Get it nice and soapy. And if you go in a circular motion, you're going to get the screen all clean too. So go all the way around, get the screen nice and clean, and then start going through it slowly and rinsing it off. Now, as you can see, the water goes from side to side. All you have to do is just kind of keep your feet away from the side, and you're not going to get soaked. So there's one screen down. Usually I don't clean on concrete. I usually clean on rock or grass or whatever. But as long as you're stepping on this nearest leg, that thing's not going to move. It's going to be stable. And you can see my legs here are pretty loose, because I don't really care about how tight they are. I just want to get the job done. So, you know, you step on the nearest leg, it's going to be super, super stable. And if you really want to get creative, you can go to Home Depot, get some of those standoffs, drill a hole right here, and put those little rubber cups on the bottom to help stabilize it. Or you could get like the Walker rubber and stick it on the end here to help lift it up off the ground a little bit. And then when you step on the leg nearest you, it'll be super, super stable. Now, one thing that I should point out is the water should always be shooting away from you, because if it's shooting towards you, you're going to get wet. And as long as your foot is on this nearest leg and you're going side to side, the water's going to shoot out that way, it's going to shoot out this way, and you shouldn't get that wet. If you are getting really wet, turn down your water, because since the water just flows down the screen, you don't need much water. That's the beautiful thing about a vertical screen washer compared to the old horizontal one. The horizontal one, you needed a ton of water. This one, you don't need much water. Like I said, aluminum, it's not going to rust, but it's super light. So, you know, I could have used steel, but the problem with steel is it'll rust, and eventually over time, you know, you have some problems. And it's going to be super heavy. This thing weighs about 12 pounds when it's dry. So, you know, it's easy for even the smallest window cleaner to clean it, to carry it, transport it. You can bury it in the back of a truck. No big deal. Like I said, the only thing you want to keep an eye on is the width of these brushes. If they're too close, you got hammered in the back of your van, just grab them and force them apart, because you're not going to break the welds at the bottom. And all you have to do is just really push on these things and hold them down. So I hope that kind of helps. Like I said, go side to side, and you shouldn't be getting wet. If you do, turn down your water a little bit, you know, because you don't need a whole ton of water coming through these things.